But wait, this one count this or this also? Yeah, count this to be.
Okay. Revision first. Alright. Almost every.
I think I haven't added yet because this one haven't added. So I think I haven't added.
Yeah, I haven't.
Okay, but most class will submit. I don't know what your guys do. By the way, the question on insulin and glucagon will come out again. Okay? I mean, there's no secret like you know, you can get.
没有位置 My phone sucks.
But then still people do not get full marks. Alright? I even put for you bullet. 1, 2, 3. They only answer 2. So of course cannot get full mark, right? For 3 bullet you answer 2. So you get not full mark, right? But you pass at 3 bullet. The question on insulin glucagon will come out again. How it will come out in weight. But this take note, right? When you answer the question, make sure you answer it. For example, if I ask you for the source, you better be as specific as possible. Beta cells of pancreas or alpha cells of pancreas. Because like what I highlighted to the class in the earlier session, the questions there are only 4 questions. Each question, for example, B1, maximum. Hey, what are you doing? Don't take picture. For example, B1, only maximum got 2 parts. Maximum 2 parts. So altogether, if you think about it, 4 questions, 2 parts each, 8 questions. But you must be as specific as possible.
This one is only for
Okay?
sometimes.
1 mark.
It's legit.
1 mark is 1 point. That is roughly you should
See for example,
okay?
mine
You
is
should,
28 out.
if there's 9 marks, you
right?
can give 9 points, right? If some of the points are important, it's worth 2 marks, it will always go to your benefit.
So it's just that.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
So, right, and these are the effects. Okay? Next,
It's just your
you must understand all the blood vessels, right? This is the anatomy part, right? Vena cava. Bring the oxygenated blood into the right atrium. Aorta. Bring oxygenated blood out from the left ventricle. So you need to
I
do
won't
this.
study so hard for HAP. I literally puke.
Next. This part, right? The atrium have the thinnest wall because they only need to pump blood to the ventricles within the heart. Okay. The left ventricle, the most muscular because you need to pump blood all over the body. So the muscle must be very strong for each pump. Right? The right ventricle is intermediate. Right? Because it needs to pump blood out but not too far, only to the lungs. Right? So which one will come out? We are not doing anything illegal because you do not know what will come out. You know roughly where to come out, what to focus, but the exact question you don't know. So I can be asking you about compare atrium and ventricle. I can ask you compare left and right ventricle. Right? You do not know the answer. You do not know the question. But you need to know how to answer it. And the questions are all application questions. Won't ask you to vomit out so easily. Okay? What do you mean by application? Most of it will be application question. What do you mean by application question? Later we'll take a look. Right? So first, atrium has the least. It doesn't matter left or right atrium. Atrium is all one. Right? And then second thickest is actually the right ventricle. And then the third, the thickest will be the left ventricle. Right? You must have a reason why they are so. Right? Why is the left ventricle the thickest? Right? We already discussed this. Okay? Next, valves. Right? For example, right? There's 2 types of valve. Atrioventricle, which is basically valves between the ventricles and the atrium, and then there are semilunar valves which are inside the blood vessel. Right? For example, if I ask you a question, state the function of a tricuspid valve. Right? You cannot just answer prevent backflow of blood. Okay? You must be as specific as possible. Remember, I told you there's not much question, but you must be as specific as possible. So if it's a tricuspid, you must say tricuspid prevents backflow of blood from the right ventricle to the right atrium. Right? So specific. You cannot tricuspid, you must say it is prevent backflow, correct, but it is between right atrium from right ventricle. Right? You cannot just say prevent backflow of blood from the atrium to ventricle. You will not get a full mark. Backflow you can get 1 mark. But which ventricle? Which atrium? Right? So don't need to study so much. These 20 slides will secure you A grade reading for your exam. But you must know how to apply the answers. The answers are here, but how you apply to suit the question, especially if it is an application question. Okay? So which valve, right? Right, so it is specific. Blood pressure, take note that blood pressure only contributed by the ventricles. Why? Because only the ventricles pump blood out of the body. Right, atrium. How do you measure blood pressure? Through your veins, right? Vessels, artery, right? There is in your hands, legs, or whatever. Right? If you imagine the atrium only pump blood within the heart, the blood doesn't come out. You will not be able to detect anything. It is actually based on ventricles contraction and ventricles relaxation. When you have the diastole is the lowest pressure, dilate, ventricles dilation. Systole, highest pressure, it is due to the ventricles contracting. Either way, it is only due to ventricles. Baroreceptor reflex will be asked, right? I just want to highlight here that the baroreceptor reflex is a short-term regulation. The only hormone it engages is the anti-diuretic hormone. No need to bring the aldosterone in the picture, right? Oh, the aldosterone is a different system. It is sensed by the kidney, right? Baroreceptors only work with anti-diuretic hormone, right? Some people ask, can I put ADH? Can I put, or do I need to spell it out? It depends. Okay? Do not come out of the exam hall before 1 hour is up. Why? Because if you come out early, the invigilator, the examiner, the main examiner, I don't know whatever you call them, they all have a function, right? If you come out, let's say, a few of you come out within less than 1 hour, they will jot it down, right? And then we'll go to the department will come back to me and ask me to mark the papers strictly. Because, easy what, you come out early what, you shoot yourself in the foot. Right? Then, I will not be able to take ADH as an answer. You spell wrong, you did not put full, all will be wrong. Right? So it is not up to me. Exam don't play. Even if I'm late 5 minutes from exam, they will take away my bonus. That is how serious exam is. Right? So you don't go shoot yourself or don't go and shoot your friend's food. You come out before you try to come out. Okay, after 1 hour is still okay. Only the last half an hour if you leave, no consequences. 2 hours paper after 1.5 hours, no consequences. Right? Try to leave after 1.5 hours or 1 hour. At least 1 hour. If you come out earlier, they will write a report and ask me to mark strictly. Then I have to take a look at spelling and all these details. Okay? And I cannot help you if it is a directive from the registrar office. So don't shoot yourself or your friend's food. Understand? What? What?
Wait, so in exam we can write ADH, we can write short form.
Okay? Whether it is decreased or
Please spell
increased,
full.
right?
And the next one,
It depends on
Then
the
I
name.
bracket.
Or ADH,
Okay?
yeah. That's not my
Okay, and also another thing, all these tips are only for the semestral examination. If you are sick, somehow you cannot take, you are on your own, don't need to look at these 20 slides anymore. Okay, you can still pass, right? Because I can only give tips to the majority. Okay, so minority, if you are one of those people that didn't come for some reason, no problem. We also got special assessment, but all these tips are out of the window already. Your question will not be repeated, especially in the same year. So no need to do it. You need to know, right? You need to know, right, the sequence, right? Bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli, right? You know the sequence of air tubes, right? You remember epiglottis? Epiglottis cover the air tract, right? So that you don't actually, the food you drink do not go into the air tract, right? So the epiglottis, for your information, covers the larynx. Because it is the larynx and the air tract already, right? So it will cover above the larynx. So that food will not go through. Okay? These are probably some, okay, take note of it. There will be a question on surfactant. What is the function of surfactant? Right? It's an MCQ question, not going to be a section B question. So MCQ question, surfactant, it is mentioned in your lectures. Right? What it is for? It prevents collapsing of the lungs and so on and so forth. Okay? Just take note of it. It will come out in the MCQ. Ventilation, right? Either inhalation or exhalation will come out. Remember, in inhalation is referred to as active process because both the diaphragm and intercostal muscle contract. And when you contract, you need ATP, and that is why it is known as an active process. The other one, exhalation, doesn't need ATP, that is why it is a passive process. Right? Whether inhalation or exhalation will come out, you wait. Central chemoreceptors will come out, right? What is central chemoreceptors? It will be an application question. For example, I can ask you something like, okay, if you go swimming, why can't a person hold their breath for long? Right? So the answer you must apply. When the person hold their breath, right? When the person hold their breath, carbon dioxide will accumulate in the blood. Carbon dioxide will dissolve through the blood-brain barrier, dissolve in the cerebrospinal fluid, where it will be converted to carbonic acid. It will dissociate into protons. The protons will go and activate the respiratory center to force you to breathe. Alright? Okay? So I can give you a scenario. Okay? Someone, right? For example, a baby was crying out of breath. Why after a while the baby will automatically breathe? Right? You don't breathe, carbon dioxide accumulates, blood, across the blood-brain barrier. It's the same thing. It's just a which situation. But the idea is the same. The answers are already here. Majority. Right? Accumulate in the blood, dissolve blood-brain barrier, after that dissolve in cerebrospinal fluid, become carbonic acid, dissociate into H+, activate respiratory center. Okay? Now, for example, if I ask you, let's say a patient have bile duct obstruction, or a patient just had a surgery to remove the gallbladder. What kind of dietary requirement would you advise? Okay, application question. It's not my question, I don't need so much one. It's all application question. Right? So you must say, okay, bile duct. Okay, if the bile is removed, if the gallbladder is removed, the gallbladder stores bile. Right? So now there will be no more bile pouring into the small intestine. Right? Lipid digestion will not be effective or efficient because bile emulsify fats, break it down into smaller pieces so that it can be more efficiently digested by lipases. Right? So now since your gallbladder removed, you don't have all this, right? You don't have bile to emulsify, right? So you should take less fatty food. Right? Application. I can ask you another question. Injury in the bile duct obstruction. Right? What is the dietary requirement? Same thing. Bile duct obstruction means But you must know like, if bile duct means no pouring, right? Gallbladder means no storing. If bile duct means no pouring into the small intestine. But subsequently it's all the same. No emulsifying, lipids not broken into smaller pieces, right? It is more difficult for lipase to digest, and therefore it will be less efficient, so you should take less fatty food to accommodate. Okay? Amylase will be an important enzyme, right? Amylase. Amylase digests starch into maltose, right? But it functions well at pH 7. When it goes into the stomach, it will not be able to function anymore because the stomach produces hydrochloric acid and the stomach condition is actually pH 4, suitable for pepsin. But it is no longer an optimal pH for amylase to function. Okay, along those lines. Right, so it will be an important enzyme. Take note, if you do not know, this enzyme functions best, optimum, pH 7. Anything higher, anything lower, it cannot function anymore. If you go to the stomach, confirm cannot function because it will be pH 4 because of the hydrochloric acid. Understood? Functions of lipids, take note. I told you this topic is not very important because this is probably the only thing that you need to know. Okay. Anatomy of the urinary system you need to know. Urethra conducts urethra. Okay, urethra is actually from the kidneys for storage in the bladder. The urine flow for storage in the bladder. Urethra from the bladder come out to the external environment. Right? Take note of it. Urethra and urethra. Urethra, kidney go to the bladder. Urethra, bladder to outside. 3 process. Right? This one come out in your quiz, right? Right? Glomerular filtration, and the glomerular is only filtrate, right? It only forces everything out. But remember, 99% of what is forced out will re-enter, right? Via tubular reabsorption. What is tubular reabsorption? Tubules of the kidney refers to the proximal convoluted tubule, loop of Henle, distal convoluted tubule, collecting duct. Those are the tubules, right? And of course, things like drugs, right? H+, protons, bicarbonate will be secreted because they are no good. They will be forced out using energy to remove it out of the body. Okay? In the glomerulus, it's only filtration, right? They only throw things out. They never absorb anything. So the 3 basic process of urine. Aldosterone, no need to memorize, it will probably be somewhere in the MCQ, right? But you need to know the sequence of events. Angiotensinogen, renin convert angiotensinogen into angiotensin 1. Angiotensin 1 is converted into angiotensin 2 by ACE. Angiotensin converting enzyme, whether you can use ACE or you need to use angiotensin converting enzyme, depending. I'm okay with ACE. But if you screw yourself and come out early, pretending to be smart, they will ask me to mark strictly, then you must spell it. Angiotensin 2 is a vasoconstrictor and it also releases aldosterone, right? Just know the sequence theory. Okay? It will not be in section A. Of course lah. If not in section B, section A lah. There's only 2 sections so must say finish. That's it. 20 slides. First slide, don't need to study. Okay? Don't study the first slide.
Dia belum take pasal